Love is not a battle, being single doesn't mean you're dead. Living alone is not easy, you have to face difficulties and challenges on your own, also learn to hide and shoulder. You have to step forward, don't get upset, don't turn around. In Walden, alone in the woods, Thoreau once called the single life your most precious days. This, he said, is the last time people have a chance to experience a moment of no affection for anyone, which would often be like a fleeting mirage. I often receive a lot of letters from listeners. The question they ask me the most is, after breaking up, I often can't help but miss him, I can't get used to life alone, I am very sad, what should I do? Faced with this question, I have never given a most accurate and satisfactory answer. Because I know, the real difficulty is not forgetting, but you don't want to forget. This is like you'll never wake up someone who pretends to be asleep, so if you don't want to actively delete some things, it's useless for others to say more. If you feel that being alone is scary, then it's going to be really scary. True forgetting doesn't need to be tried, you just have to accept a failed love. I also went through the same period, two people's lives returned to one person's life. It felt like a part of you was suddenly pulled out to create a whole, which you only have. You can cross your arms to die, then alone shake off all the painful hurt that heartbreak brings. It seems that we are very afraid of losing love, afraid of leaving home, afraid of saying goodbye. It's not because we're really afraid of separation, but because we're afraid of being broken up, afraid of being alone. You like to stay at home, when you're hungry, order food from outside, absolutely will not go out to eat alone. You don't go to the streets to watch movies anymore, afraid that the lovers next to you will embarrass you or miss him. Your parents urge you to go see your eyes, ask you why you are always alone. Your friends also keep asking you, why haven't you started a new love yet? All the news around us seems to tell us that being single is pitiful, sad, even a mistake not worth celebrating. Seems like the best state of being in a team, having a couple is the best state. It seems that all single people are different. But, is life alone really that bad? Why do I feel that days alone can actually be fun? You don't have to pay attention to other people's feelings. If you like spicy food, just eat it. If you like playing extreme sports, just complete the challenge. If you like watching art movies, you don't need to please others, but choose science. Fiction, if you don't want to go out, just stay at home. You don't have to spend time alone because you don't want to please someone. There's no one in this world to love. From childhood to adulthood, we are taught to be people who know how to talk and get along with others, but very few people tell us that we should actually have the capacity to be in harmony with ourselves. Myself first. Not afraid of being single, not worried about living alone, not depending on anyone nor dependent on anyone. When I was a child, I always listened to the wishes of my parents, living according to the trajectory they had planned for me. When you fall in love, you wear away your edges for the sake of the other person to accept a normal life. When you get married, then you're resigned to reality for the sake of your family and children. It seems that we live a different life, no longer like us, nor have we ever been ourselves. There are many people who look down on being single, feeling like being single is being redundant and no one needs it. However, we do not know that, when we are single, we can live very well. If you want to go to the gym to work out your abs, go. If you want to learn to cook, study, whatever you want to do can be accomplished during the single period. No one can stop you, no one can get in your way. We always want to be better, to be able to use that beautiful appearance to stand next to the person we like. Single should be a kind of arrogant attitude, break up then break up. You feel I'm not good, then you go find someone you feel better about, like what kind of person I am, how I want to live. You don't even need to ask any more questions. I used to go to a program called Single is the Best Value Addition Stage, the meaning that you want to express, the words on the face can be understood by everyone. Maybe we are all the same, we all have the same feelings. When he was alone, he expected the appearance of another person out of celibacy. But when the two are really together, they will nostalgic for the days of freedom and leisure when alone. It seems that this state is basically a characteristic in human bones, always dissatisfied with the present, always wanting to be like this, to be good. Like George Bernard Shaw once said, if you want to get married, get married. If you want to be single, stay single. You will regret it anyway. Because life is not perfect, we are all illusionists, we all love to give our lives as if. But life does not have if. Experiencing something, you have to accept it. Why can't we in every state of life enjoy the beauty of being single? When we're single, we want to love. When we're in love, we want to be single. The consequence of this is that we can't fully experience any joy. Comfortable is not satisfied. Of course, we also have to admit that living alone will indeed be very difficult. No matter how noisy you are, these difficulties are basically still there, you have to shoulder and solve them yourself. We of that time may feel this is a scary experience, but then you will definitely understand this is what it means to be an adult. I really like this passage. Don't rely too much on anyone, or spend too much thought guessing whether the person next to you is sincere with you or not. Living alone will not die. The experience of living alone is a compulsory subject to grow up. Everyone has to go through. If there is a part of reality where no one is happy to accompany you, you have to tell yourself, through this part it will be fine, there will be things ahead, better scenery, and better people are waiting. This world is very harsh. The difficulties that life gives you will always be there, no matter whether you are single or in love. Life will not give you more affection and opportunities because you are alone or confused. Being single is not a nightmare, being single is a gift. You will be different in those days. Love is not a battle, being lost or single doesn't mean dying. Life has never been easy, but we have to be stronger to face life. You have to face those difficulties and challenges yourself. You also have to learn to hide and bear. Even if you are alone, you must step forward, do not be sad, do not turn back.